We are at Columbia Street address. I came here for my interview where I start at Artrex. People don't even think that it's such a small place we started. My daughter was with me, and they were all 4 or 5 of them standing here smoking. And my daughter said, "Mom, don't go there, don't work there." I said, "No, it's okay, let me go and try it." Oh, this building.
I just remember it being a really cramped little place. I think it was just like, there's no one else working here. It's just these 2 guys like trying to make a go of it. And it just didn't seem like her other jobs where it was like a factory. I have a few memories of Mom having to show them how she sews. Slowly through the interview, she started telling them how it's done. Afterwards, I remember saying to her, like, I don't think you were supposed to like tell them how to do it. I think they were asking you if you knew how. She's like, yeah, but they were doing it wrong and they didn't know about the bar tack machine. And like, I had to show them. So.
And they said, okay, what else you know? I said, I know all the machines, bar tacker, single needle, walking foot, everything. I can do anything. So they said, okay, come Monday. I was born in India, Punjab, in a small farming village. It was a really good life there. It's like one big family. When I was small, we don't have a school in our village. My dad, he was a teacher, so he teach around 2 miles away from the village. So he take me on his bike to the school. Usually the girls like my age, they don't go to school. After grade 10, my grandpa, he said, oh, now you can find a boy for her and get her married. 50 years ago, people don't want their daughters go outside the house and work. 10, 20 years before, girls don't even go to school. My mom, she never went to school. They said, because you are just taking care of the house and the kids, why you need education? I said, no, I want to study. And I was the first one in my village who did graduation from college, my BA.
That was a big deal in her village. She was this educated girl and she had this confidence just right from the get-go, I think. Even from my youngest memories of Mom, it's someone who's confident, who's brave, who's not afraid of saying, hey, I want to learn this.
I believe in that.
Let me try. One of the tailor, he was in front of our house, and then he teach his daughters how to sew, how to cut, how to make pattern. I sit there and watch them like, oh, they are learning. So that's how I learned sewing. One of my uncle, he said, oh, when you grow up, you are going to work on machines. I did it. Look at me.
When I first met Usha, I could tell she was a caring and heartful motherly figure. An interesting mix with a bunch of hardcore young climbers to have a wise older woman in our midst.
I'm good. Yeah, you want to...
Usha possessed incredible skills with sewing machines and with all that technical equipment. She had an ability to understand things that a lot of us weren't patient enough to learn.
Oh, see the confidence that you can see in this machine.
Faster than
Because this was for baby.
Because I work on this machine.
Oh my God, wow.
She was also the thread that held our stuff together in those early years. She physically would have sewed just about every early product, from the original harnesses, through the Vapor, through the Bora backpacks.
Yeah.
But this one, they only have 2 bar tacks. We have 3 bar tacks, remember?
Yeah.
So this is my finger, the bone. It's from this.
We often overlook the fact that a lot of our stuff was very strenuous to make. It's also an indication of the strength that resides with that grace.
So how many years? 80, 85 years of experience. High five. Women power. Right? High five for women power.
My partner is Usa. I'm really lucky. she teach me, and she guidance to me so many things.
She was a mentor?
She's very, very responsible. She take the job she has, and she take very, very seriously. And because of that, she's respected from everybody.
Yeah. I feel like I come to my old house.
Right now,
I feel like right now, I have that feeling that I come to my old house. Yeah. It's that feeling.
I really find it interesting that she values harnesses so much, seeing as how she doesn't climb. It's amazing to see her embrace the climbing culture and really recognize that the thing that she's making is going to be life or death for someone.
Like May does all the harnesses, I never have any problem. After, like, she does such a good job. Always. When she's so...
We had QC, before we have no QC.
Yeah, we are the QC.
You are the QC.
But that time, nobody QC. You have to make sure, because harness is the one, like if somebody fall down, it's on you.
Yeah.
So you feel like it's my fault.
We take it everything as a granted. What she did, what she worked for us, how much she repaired. We never had accident, we never had any issues. It is not easy to be number one. Number one, she earned it to be number one.
So let's talk about your husband. How did you guys meet? What was that process like?
He was here already in North Vancouver. So my dad and my uncle, they went to his family, and then they talk about like the relation with your son, our daughter. Then he said, Usha should write me a letter and I should write to her. And my dad said, sure, go ahead. We are kind of like pen pals. My parents sent a picture to him, my picture. He showed my picture to one of the old lady, and she said, oh, she's a pretty girl. Get married with her. And same thing, everybody was like, oh, he looks like a movie actor. Everybody was saying that. Then you get excited when you are young. Oh, my life partner will be so handsome. And he was a handsome guy. I was the first one who came to Canada. I never even left India. I never left my village. It was really exciting moment, but scary too.
The resilience of my mom is amazing. Just coming here like 21 years old into this like brand new world and meeting a person you're going to get married to that you've only sort of written letters to. You've never met really. Being the only one here and not having extended family to help you out, surviving through all that and all these ups and downs, but just always getting back up and being so resilient.
So beautiful everywhere. I have nothing with me when I came. No money. And even on the way, there is another girl. She came first time too. And we were the only two who are read and write English. So we have to fill everybody's declaration form. I came on April 25th, and then we went to the temple on 29th, get married.
She really made a choice to move from one culture into another culture. The adaptability that took, she's just like a perpetual optimist.
When we came here, we never saw the sea over there. Only when I came to Canada.
When I saw the snow, I was like holding it. What is this? What is this? It's so beautiful.
First snow falling was just like, oh my God, what is this? Slowly, slowly, you learn everything and see everything, enjoy everything, and appreciate that mighty God who gave us all these natural things.
Yeah.
She's told us some stories of her experiences.
But this tree, it must be like, look at this, all the way, so big.
She wasn't able to get a job in the field that she was educated in, which is a common story amongst many immigrants. They would just hang up on her when they heard her say her name or heard her speak with an accent.
It was really like sad, upsetting. It's like you think, oh, you are equal to everybody. You know how it was like that time, very lots of discrimination going on.
How do I know Usha? I mean, I know her strictly through the front desk. Yeah, there was a stretch of time there where, there was a lot of stress in my personal life with my daughter, and it wasn't really fun. And it required me to be at the hospital a significant amount of time and also to be working here. She was the first person that would talk to me when I entered. She would always ask me how the night went. When I left, she would always make sure that I didn't leave in a depressed state, in a hurt state. She would always make sure I left with a word of encouragement. And I don't think she realized how impactful that was during that stretch of time, to be the first and the last person to say that kind of thing to me. And I know I'm not the only person that she had that impact on.
Usha emanates kindness. And sometimes when things are not so kind in our lives and in our world, is sometimes forgotten and perhaps easily dismissed. I was absolutely delighted when she became the front office person. I couldn't think of a more perfect person to greet everybody that comes through our front door than number one.
Welcome, welcome, Robert.
She's a people person, right? Like, she needs that connection. I think when I remember Mom, it's always like talking to people.
Yes.
And making that connection with people. That's so important for her. And that's just her personality, right?
See you later.
Every single time I walk into this building, you say, hi, Usha. And she says, hi, Tanya. And there's this one brief second where she holds, where she stops, where she looks at you. And you look at her, and you can feel there's a certain calmness there. And you can feel that you should really give that person that moment of your life as well. And that's a bit of a sixth sense, like she just connects. She's there with you.
I actually don't have my ID on me. It's okay.
No, it's okay. I know you. I know you.
She's kind of like from the old school, where people take the time to talk to people.
See you.
She was the hug that I needed when I was going through a really tough time last year. She's so many things to so many people.
She used to really insist that I needed to get married because I would be a really good dad. She was on my case about that quite a bit, and I always thought that was kind of funny that because not even my own mother did that. So I always thought that was kind of cute, and it always made me blush.
Good morning, Devon. Good. I like seeing people coming in happy. I feel like, and they treat me like that I'm the owner of this place. So that's why it makes me so happy.
The feeling of being taken care of and being safe. That's amazing to me that she's able to do that for so many other people as well. Like, obviously she can do it for us. She's our mom. But that's really cool.
When I think of her, I think she takes on a lot of that sense of purpose and sense of being a matriarch to others.
Yeah.
She's always just held that presence, I think.
Oh my God, they're both against one here.
She really holds on to some strong values that obviously she's inherited from her own family and her background. It's about having that position of, I'm taking care, and taking that responsibility on.
I was really close to my grandma growing up because my grandma was a really, really strong lady. She's the head of the family. Everybody come to her for advice. That's very well respected.
When we were growing up, they told all of us, there's no difference between you being a male and your sisters. You guys are all equal, and we're going to treat you all the same. Yeah. I think now it's maybe rare in our culture, which is so sort of male dominant, sort of sometimes.
In our household, we didn't see that whole dichotomy of the woman has to do this and the man has to do this. It was always we all got to do this. Everyone grab something and start working. She's so positive and always pushing us to be true to ourselves and be kind to others, be generous. Those are, I think, the core values that she's just shown us through her whole life and the way she's lived her life. Any challenges that come up, she doesn't give up.
My sense of spirituality largely is from my mom, I think. Her imparting this sense of calm and peace. It's not so much about saying words, it's about her physical presence being there. When I think about my mom, it's just such a comfort. It's really, that sense of resilience and perseverance to see through things, no matter what the circumstances.
She nurtured everyone along the way. She looked after every one of us. She's definitely the mother of Arc'teryx. You think of all the changes we've been through, change of leadership, ownership, people that have been here, people that have gone, but there's always Usha.
It's absolutely amazing to think the most beloved person at Arc'teryx isn't some person on the mountain. It's someone that's building connections with people right down at reception.
I can't think of anybody that could follow her legacy for all that she has done here, all of the things she's experienced.
The generosity and caring of others, I think, is so important, and hopefully we can carry on what she's done all throughout her life, right?
Her legacy would have been kindness. She was number one. She's still number one, and she will always be number one.